now, and then I'll have to unlearn and learn something new, and then be a part of the session. So few things came up to my mind. So I thought I'll discuss with all of you and get some clarity about it. So I would want to explain it through the example what we did since last 4 classes, where children were more dependent on me and what I am going to teach and how it is going to taken forward and stuff like that. The idea is all about exploring, 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 but then the way the language, what Aditi was bringing it to the notice, I was trying to do. How we can just independently let them explore, just provide a platform and they explore it. So then, initially my lessons would be like, I would have thought about a concept and then bring it to their notice. Either I would give a demo or talk about it, or they would get a visual reference. From there, they would explore it. Later on, it took the other way around. Like, for example, the one of the session was like, imagine there is a ball or a circle, and something falls upon it. So what falls, or like maybe a mango falls, or somebody throws a stone on this particular circle, what form or shape this circle will take was the question for children to explore. They don't have to draw the rest of the thing. The rest of the thing is only for them to activate or visualize in their mind. But they're just drawing the end result of what will happen to that shape if there is an impact on the shape. And then children explored, what if it is a slime, what if it is a stone, and stuff like that. And there were a lot of creative hype. But here, children could not resist but explaining the whole drawing, like, the mango fell or something hit, and all that was coming onto the paper. Fair enough, there was a lot of, we could see a lot of comic coming in and all that. And the next session, I took it little more further, because I wanted them to visualize a lot of scenarios. What if this happens, that happens, and stuff like that. So the next scenario was given. Now this circle is there. I'm not going to tell what material it is. If it is going to fit into something, what shape would it take? Like if it is slime, if it is poured into a glass, what shape would it take, or something like that. Children came up with a lot of stuff, and we had very good time in both these sessions. And then the next session, I thought, let's just bring in some, because I've seen many Arohi artworks where they do enjoy doing posters. So I thought I'll bring in a little bit of words or adjectives. Now they are able to visualize the materials, and then they were able to draw certain things, dramatic things. So I brought in the letters, like, um, like how to describe adjectives using the character of the word. For example, bubble. So I gave an example of bubble gum. See, imagine you're chewing a bubble gum and you're blowing the bubble. So the bubble is not in the shape of a bubble, but it is blowing letters. So how would B look if you blow it like a bubble gum? So we made a bubble sort of a letters and all of that. Okay. For me, I was always driven with an intention of the outcome, where they would apply this, or where they would they are exploring these things. My inquisitiveness was to see where they will apply all of this. Okay. So so I wanted to see how, like, the last 3 weeks drill, what we did with exploring, visually exploring, drawing, and then the words coming in. So the last class, what I planned was, let's bring in some product, as in some kind of commercial product, so that they get to explore these letters or these creative ideas and all of that. But there I had lot of challenges, because I could not bring in what was running in my mind, and I could not be with what they were coming up with. For example, for me, I was most of the time when I have worked with children product, they would come up with juice, erasers, pencils, cycles, and what 100 different kinds of products, which is like commercial, and they would use the lettering and the punchlines and all of that. Here, children were coming with jewelry as a product, or a glass as a product. Okay, so I was verbally blocked. I did not know what to tell them, because linguistically that is also a product. It's not a commercial product. So if I'll have to bring in the commercial aspect, then there's a lot of theory. I'll have to bring it to their notice. So here I was thinking how to bring in all these things. Like theoretically, I need to explain certain fundamentals of design, or principles of design, and elements of art. We have to bring in these things. So how do I bring in this information, and from there how we explore? These were the things, like, it was all running in my mind. So yeah, that's what I wanted to put it up here.
Yeah, so anyone has any thought, whatever, when you're listening, come running in your mind, or
We were part of the few sessions that Ranjini was referring to. Uh, honestly, we learned a lot because of the outline that she provided. Imagine an object falling on a particular surface and so on. After listening about facilitation, I'm also curious, was there too much of an outline given, and was there anything? I mean, would lesser of an outline have helped? But then again, I'm also afraid of losing out on the learnings that Ranjini would have taught us. If I would have tied her hands and said, no, don't give too many instructions, all that knowledge would have been lost. So I'm in that dilemma of, should we tell the teacher or the facilitator, you're an equal participant, and, you have so much word limit, participation limit, you have to activate others. ऐसा बोल के, when we say that, are we not limiting the knowledge transfer? So that's why I was asking last session also, can we have a teaching club and a facilitating club in each topic, like art or theater, where one session is full on the facilitator leads from the front, and then one session is where everyone participates equally. So that is the thought process in my mind.
yeah, any other?
Hi Aditi, good morning to everyone. Actually, when I think Ranjini was explaining, and I think I was there in the last art class also, what I am realizing since last 10 days since I joined Arohi, that I studied architecture, and I studied from one of Asia's best college. And I kept questioning myself that, there was no spoon feed there, and everything was led. And, this design also we have to pick, site also we have to pick, everything has to be done by us. There would be few books referred, and then we'll have to go to library and do everything. So I kept thinking all the time that, there was no spoon feed. But now when I look back, I've started realizing that it was more of a facilitation than a teaching. And even in my journey of learning drawing and everything at a later stage, like let's say 10th, 11th, 12th, my mentor who guided me for the higher examinations and my what do you say, the architecture examinations, he also quite a lot, I think, just facilitated. So I think what I now look back and realize is that it was more about observation. So he used to tell us things like that, just go and draw a bicycle, or just look around, what is the green thing around you, just pick that up, then what is the square thing around you, pick that up, and now mix these two and make anything. And the moment we started looking at different things around, I think I think the creativity started flowing, because maybe when I was looking at an object or a product or whatever, even if it is lying around in front of my eyes since 15 years, the moment I picked it up and thought of, doing something with it or drawing it, my whole perspective changed. So I'm sure that we are already bringing a lot of observation, and we are already working on that very thoroughly. But I think that is also something which can be a part of each club. Like, let's say if it is theatre, if it is whatever science experiment, more of an observation, because I feel that, yeah, I think that is something which has given me a lot of thinking.
Yeah. So Vishruti, you brought a beautiful question. What do we want? Yeah. Any other thoughts? Anybody thinking right now?
I just want to add to this that maybe like the elements of design, the theory bit can uh, come in during the sessions for few minutes, or uh, wherever it can come in. Only then it should be introduced to children, and collectively everybody. So what Vishruti was saying is element of observation. So we all observe, and then collectively as a group we revert, we discuss, we exchange our thoughts, and then we keep going in that zone. And then also we keep stepping out of that zone and actually do real time projects, like with the outlines that say Ranjini gives. So again, that also happens collectively, and then we know what we are talking about. And of course a lot of leeway, or that freedom has to be given in expression, I think, which is already there, which is already very fundamental part of ROE.
Yeah, and I think when, let's say, if there is one object, let's say if everybody is drawing one object, I'm sure at the end of 15 minutes when everybody has drawn it, when we will reflect and we will look at everybody's object, I'm sure that, one person will have a different kind of light in the house, and the object will be drawn, or let's say colored in a little different manner. The same similar object, because I'm sure that the moment, if even if it is one object, how everybody is looking at it, and then how everybody according to their technical abilities able to draw or put that on paper, or make something out of it, will be very, very different than each one of them, I think. And from there, maybe the idea of facilitation or whatever, I think that will start coming in the picture. That okay, now this has a major light, now this is little more darker, or this has a little tilted perspective, or maybe this has this, that, and gradually, I think automatically a lot of perspective will start coming in, and then I'm sure Ranjini's all the ideas and her all the maybe learnings will I think very beautifully will start inculcating in us.
Hi, this is Preeti. Can I say something?
No,
So
you
this is
can't.
very, I'm going now. Bye. this is very specific to Ranjani's sessions of art sessions, not a general observation that I'm talking about, because I have always been part of Ranjani's art class because of my own interest in it. So what recently last 4 sessions Ranjani has been doing is towards imaginative drawing. Okay, and there is one is observational drawing, another is imaginative. So observational also she has done, wherein she had asked ki look outside, see your natural things like banana something and make with free hand, like you hold pencil like this and then make it in a free hand line, something like that. So that is observational drawing that she was asking us to do. Then next was last 4 sessions have been imaginative this thing, wherein she just expects everybody to come up with their own imagination, like how do you come up, she is giving just an outer guideline and then based on that you come up with your own ideas. So initially it becomes, so for me I lost interest kind of, honestly, because I am more into very structured kind of drawing, but I have seen Mishti flourishing there, means she's like really enjoying these sessions, wherein she and the way she comes up with new ideas. And I've seen all the children, means this is just my observation about all the children who are there in art club, they come up with something so pretty, so beautiful, so unique. And also we can also understand from their drawing that what currently they are going through or what is their current state of mind. Like generally you will see Krishna will come up with something in something related to some game, some what do you call it, some clip art kind of a thing he will come up with. So it clearly shows that he is towards, his inclination is towards games and creating games and online stuff, all of that. Some children are coming up like Vimal comes up with some very pretty drawings and all. So his inclination, so that is where this imaginative thing, drawing is, I feel it's like really very pretty and it comes from within. Children are like thoroughly enjoying it and they are giving it all out to the whole session, and they are trying to contribute in the session 100%. So this is what my observation is as per the session goes. And yeah, that's it. Sorry. This is what I have.
Yeah, I just want to add in here. Listening to all of you, I just was reminded from where I started. When I started exploring art, I was like really flabbergasted. So much to explore, but in the schooling system, it is only the scenery which is always been taught since your kindergarten to your 10th standard. It's only scenery or still life which is being taught. That's where this idea of bringing all the artists, like see around what they have been exploring, and that's how my desire to bring in history, bring in artists around the world, and our own artists from India. Children are just not exposed to see, hardly there are any field trips to art galleries, unlike other countries. So that's where my quest and my this thing was, okay, let me bring in these things. The more they see, the more they mess up with the materials. Somewhere they'll start exploring. That was a very strong reason why I built up the curriculum, whatever I bring in the art class. So yeah, that is one part of uh, this thing, research I have done, and I've kept it ready for children to explore. And somewhere like midway, I feel like, we have to bring in that, and we have to also let children imagine and visualize, and just get into that world of exploring. So when they do it in their minds, but if they are not comfortable with the materials, they will not be able to implement on the work they do. So that's where I would want to give that knowledge on with respect to materials, how you can use it, how you can explore it, and where all you can use it, rather than confining only to the paper. So these were my thoughts of bringing in the history and the material part and all of that.
So Ranjani, for me, even today, the scenery is like that only, with one house, with one tree, and with one mountain and all that. But with me, like honestly, the kind of imaginative drawing that children are doing in last these 4 sessions, and with the kind of ideas they come up with, is like very, very, very impressive.
I really love the idea of visiting art galleries. Thank you so much, Ranjini, because I never thought, and somehow I just suddenly realized that, yeah, I mean, I've never been exposed to any of the art galleries of the world. And recently, I think somewhere internet, I read that there is some art galleries whose walkthrough is available online. And I think I didn't even try to explore that. So thank you so much, Ranjini. Yaar. Now I'm definitely gonna look at this. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
should.
yeah, yeah. Somebody else is saying something. Yeah. Yeah. So Ranjini, when I was listening to what you were sharing with me on phone as well as now today, um, so what came in my mind is uh, mm, I was just wondering that the imagination which you had. Okay, so I think that's where the question comes: how to transfer. Uh, so you mentioned in the beginning that suppose there's a whatever circle or bubble and something is falling onto it, and I think you were also mentioning that it was difficult for children to imagine that what is falling down, and that's where you felt that uh, things didn't go the way you had imagined to come out. Is that where Ranjini, I'm
No, children got it, but they could not stick only to the what happens to the shape. But they were drawing the whole of their imagination.
so
But
they went, yeah, okay, so
I
and
was thinking if they draw only one event, and they'll be stuck to that event. So now
yeah.
I just wanted to focus on okay, now there is one shape which became like this with certain scenario, and you can draw another shape which will become something else with another scenario. That is what was
What was
planned.
your thing? So somewhere I don't know, I was not there in session, and in general what I want to bring the I think um, I when it comes to say since we are talking about more about the visual intelligence, or what we are talking about is the creation part, is that uh, uh, somewhere we are too much in a hurry for the creation part. Yeah, I'm not saying in your session, I'm just saying in general. uh, mm, and we as an adult have also developed that. So uh, uh, any art class, if they are telling me to, if I'm coming out with some 5 creation, then I feel satisfied, which is fine. Okay, because that's where uh, but to be very frank, every time I came out of your art class and I felt that you know I didn't grow. I got a lot of knowledge, but I didn't grow. I means everyone had the same painting which was made. Means one or few sessions which I did with you, and that's where I thought let's not transfer the same to the children when we are talking about, and that's where I thought I'll work with you and bring that aspect to it. So. So the part which you're talking about history and artist, and so that intention is very beautiful. The portion, or whatever we want to call it, the tools and techniques is very beautiful. Now we need to see that how do we transfer that to the group, um, uh, uh, with keeping in mind, and I think that's the question which you were asking, is that how do I now make them blossom in this see, whether we are teaching or whatever, whether we are bringing, say, sketching techniques, or whether we are bringing art techniques, or whether we are bringing artists, the one who drew, and from there we are taking the inferences and we are bringing their perspective, whichever I will say, whichever path we are taking, uh, uh, if we can look back and then say which are the basic elements of any path which we want to. So I consider these are the paths that, okay, fine, let's go into the artist, let's go into the history, let's go into the techniques, let's go into the tools and all those kind of a thing. Yeah. So again the question comes, what do we want? Yeah, if we think about these artists, they didn't begin with someone. Even if you talk about, I forget that name, the one who drew the big flowers. Yeah, if I can bring that thinking, that how she would have got, everybody else was drawing a smaller flower. Yeah, flower as flower. Yeah, but what is that made difference in her looking, that she said, I want to look at it in deeper, and I want to make it, I want to draw it out of life size. Yeah, what is that thinking, and where did this process come from? If we can bring that process, yeah, then the children or anybody are flourishing in terms of creativity. I'm not doing in terms of number of paintings children or the people who are joining the club are making. I'm not talking about that. So what I'm talking about is that how can we bring that process? Yeah, and when we say that, uh, we are equal part of it, we in a way we are equal, in a way we are not. So we are not equal, there is a equity, so there is a difference between being equal and being equity. And let me type that.
Equitable.
Yeah. So in the sense, okay, I think that part we'll take it later. Let me come back to the thing which you brought. So like, for example, if you're talking about say the circle which you wanted to, and then impact you wanted to do with the children, imagine we would have started with activating their senses. So
Okay.
imagine maybe close your eyes, or whatever you want to do, take a deep breath, or whatever you want to do. Imagine yourself as a circle, and the circle is moving around and running around and doing that. Suddenly one mango comes and bump. Now where do you see bumps in this circle? Now where do you see this mango in the circle? Yeah, you're now imparting your knowledge that now something is happening in the circle, but you're also giving a lot of room for children to, when I say children, anybody, to now decide whether the mango did a bump on me, or mango made a hump on me, or mango did a point on me, or mango left a color on me. I really don't know what all the mango left on me. If we can take them through, I'm just saying, activating their senses and take them through those journey. Many of the time what happens is, so I'm not sure it happens with you, but in general, if we talk about it, these imaginations are done by us. Okay, and now we are transferring those imagination ki acha ab imagine kar lo mango gira hai to aisa bump banega. I don't know if Ranjini, if you're able to follow what I'm saying, is that there is a difference between
I started without giving any the mango falling and all. I was not giving. I was just going on telling what something falls on it, what would happen, and all that. And after some time,
Yeah.
I
So, yeah.
felt that it got
Yeah.
some reference point.
Yeah. So pause. Yeah. I want to bring a pause here. So
Mm.
there is a difference between telling, and there is a difference between making them imagination. Yeah. So now you can decide what was whatever what happened and where is the scope. uh, so if we analyze it, that when you came dissatisfied from the session, that okay, where is that, how did this transfer did not happen, and
Mm.
what is that for that transfer now I can relook into, is that how this transfer can happen.
Mm. Yeah.
Are you getting? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
bringing in that sense is what brought me a lot of lightness when you brought in that, activate through the senses, that brought a lot of lightness.
no, I didn't get it. I think I lost.
You say bring it through senses. When you told that, that brought in a lot of clarity to me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I want to be there. That uh, sometimes we think that we are making them imagine, but we are only telling them what I have already imagined. Okay,
Hmm.
so now if you can transfer that through their imagination, but use your intelligence of means you would be guiding this transfer. Yeah. Okay. But leaving a lot of scope of, and in fact when you tell, you actually give a lot of scope to the children. And so what I'm asking you is that, is there a possibility of not telling but making them feel all that? And I'm sure you can, you have lots of activities or whatever, the way or the tools to transfer that. So like example we were talking about, is that the session where we had different art material, how to use and all that kind of things, and then we were discussing about is that what if each child would have worked on one material, maybe used it, if not possible at least read about it, understand about it, come back to the session and say this is how this material works, and then we take over from there.
Hmm.
Yeah. So okay, so what I'm saying is that uh, can we transfer that through them, and say if specifically when we talk about the creativity, so the, as Vishruti pointed out, so the first is the observation. Yeah. So when I suppose if I'm doing an observation, I have this, suppose this whatever the bottle in my hand. Okay. And so there are two ways of observing this. Okay. I as a facilitator can say that observe this bottle and see what all is happening, kind of a thing. I as a facilitator can also bring in lots of elements of observation. Yeah. uh, and uh, and I as a facilitator can also I mean, during that observation, give a lot of scope of individual observation.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, uh, so when we give this observation, when we use the elements of observation, say, I'm sure you would be using them. So I'm not saying you're not using that. Like for example, the curve, the line, the light, the proportion, the size. The size, the curves, the texture, the feel, and whatever the proportions of different things, colors, the hues, and imagine for every observation you're using these kind of vocabularies, and that's where your knowledge comes in. Yeah, now you're transferring that elements through them to them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And imagine we do this for say 100 sessions, different observations, but but there is a constant input of the elements of the observation. Now they are creating their own observations, and that's how we spend a lot of time on observation. Yeah. That's how we spend a lot of time on imagination. Okay. And then comes the when it comes to the creation, and in fact one of the element of creation is the constraint. Yeah. So now as a facilitator, you bring that whatever is happening only within this bubble. That's a constraint on you, that whatever is happening through in this bubble. Now let them figure out that bubble, let them figure out bump in that kind of a thing. So then you're also giving them boundaries to work with, and then you're also making their skills to little agitate, skills to little develop, skills to little blossom, that okay, now I have only 4 feet by 4 feet is the only your space where you have to create a room, whatever. Or the product, if you wanted to bring the product, it has to be usable thing, it has to be something which you have, so it's not that you can say okay, whatever the unicorn did and I will do with it. So if that was your purpose, that okay, now let's look into the product, so maybe so that's where the constraint comes, that's where you can bring boundaries, that's where maybe you can say the constraint of you can only use one color now. Okay. You can only use this, so there I'm sure you know all those constraint, how these artists work with all those constraint, how these artists. Okay. And that's where you bring stories of say whether in imagination you bring stories of these artists, that this is how this person imagine. You bring stories on observation, how Van Gogh will go in one place, do the 100 observation of the same sunset. Have you ever done that? And that's where this whole um, um, your I would say your expertise helps the children to grow. And when I'm say again repeating, when say children, I think all of us to grow, as well as let them be uh, you know uh, yeah, I think that's all. Yeah, something else in your mind, Ranjini, if it is there right now, then we will take it forward.
No, I was just reflecting on the Warli art thing. Everybody did they were very excited, and I could not be on the video also, but through the phone, the class. Are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here. Yeah.
So the class went on. I was on the phone, and Leela was repeating what I was guiding and all that. But the end result, what happened was, what was the pictures, what was shown, just for observing the structure of those elements. Okay, but then my intention was to bring children to their to their surroundings and interpret that in Warli art. Okay, so initially I thought, because okay, there was a lot of chaos in that class, and they were not able to do and all that, but so that was the challenge there. How to I didn't want them to do that tree at all. Like I wanted them to just explore what is in the surrounding and see, like probably see if there's a cupboard, and how would a Warli style cupboard look like. That was the
Yeah,
in
yeah. I
you know,
think you discussed that also with me, and when you were discussing this ball, whatever bubble part, I realized that are the children have got enough experience of interpretation? Have they got the enough experience of imagination? Have they got enough experience of observation? So now they are able to transfer. They are so used to of only drawing, painting in specifically right now we are talking about. I think any other area also we can talk about is that you give me and I'll draw.
mm,
Okay, so even though I think you begin with a lot of other different kind of a thing, and then when the moment you said now you draw from your surroundings, they all went back to what they have seen. So that itself gives us uh, input that we need to work more on these
more
things,
appreciation.
more
Yeah.
on. So when we say interpretation, now you think about acha cupboard ka kaise mein interpretation maybe now the next time it's not Varley, maybe it's next time is the Van Gogh, and then see how Van Gogh interpret. So before I bring how Van Gogh interpreted, now I can bring a little observation. So say, okay, this is the cupboard is maybe this is the 10 different kinds of cupboards exist in this world, or 100 type. So now I'm becoming richer with that collection. Now I bring a lot of imagination for that cupboard. Then I bring the interpretation of Van Gogh, and then I'll bring the interpretation of the child in Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that your interpretation was a failure, but I'm saying that that is telling us we need to do more of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So if your product exercise failed from your perspective, I'm not talking about what the children, in fact, if you ask me from children's perspectives also, they only did what they could do. There was no what else in it. Yeah. If I'm going on my imagination drive of slime this way and slime that way and whatever, I'm at that moment, I'm being there only. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So in if you ask me, the children also didn't grow, and we also could not transfer what we wanted to transfer. That does not tell us that there was anything wrong with the activity or what the children were exposing. When you were sharing with me, what came in my mind is that we need to do more of it. Now we need to realize it that these things are required.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because almost after half the class duration, later on they came up like, you know, the circle is steel and it falls on the magnet, so that's why it's stuck and all that came. Till that, you know, that drive, that starting point, I was like, okay, how do I bring, how do
Yeah.
do I bring? The end of the class, these things came up, like, you
Yeah.
know,
So actually, actually, I'm also questioning: was there actually an imagination, or it was all I already know and I'm just verbalizing it?
Hmm.
Okay. So if you ask me, if Krishna brought only whatever the robot imagination, which he's already doing a lot, yeah, which is already into it, what if we put a constraint on Krishna that it cannot be a robot? Okay. How
Yeah,
about
because he was
how
not able to go beyond the robot.
beyond what he is? Yeah. So as a facilitator, uh, I can also take the children beyond, and for that I need to maybe design my constraint. I need to even in imagination you can bring constraint that you cannot go to the fairyland. You have to stay inside your room. Okay, and now inside your room, do the as Nitya is saying, step out. So even when I read the description of the session which was shared when you were sharing, and even when Preeti was saying, I was telling myself, I doubt it was an imagination. It was already their skill of making up the stories. Yeah, any topic you say, and then they already have the skill. Now in my design, how do I bring what else for them?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes some sense.
It does. It does. I'll have to explore.
I think I had just a doubt.
Yeah.
Maybe as a child, my imagination through language is one way.
Mhm.
Maybe exploring in the form of art, maybe it's a different way. Maybe
Yes.
first time when I'm doing the art, I definitely go to my comfort zone of whatever I'm imagining. That comes immediate.
Yeah,
But
and
as I go through, then I can still imagine different things.
but if
When
you
I put the
ask me as a human, I want to stay in my comfort zone. Unless I have developed that habit of mind of putting constraint on myself and then say, Ki, today I will not draw this way. Yeah. So what is our role as a facilitator? To develop that habit of mind? Yeah. So when you say, even if the child's, all these theories are fine, that the visual language is different and the verbal language is different, all those are fine. But if the child is using the same visual expression, then as a facilitator, I need to take that visual expression and from one level to another one. And that's where Ranjani is bringing her expertise on going from one level to the other level.
Okay.
So Aditi, I had a question.
Yeah.
Is there steps, to develop a curriculum which will create a collaborative environment or a facilitative environment? Like when you gave that example of give the collections of different cupboards, say 10 different types of cupboards, and then introduce 2 different artists, and then let the child's imagination explode or explore within this larger outline. So you use keywords like imagination, collections. Then you also mentioned elements, you mentioned vocabulary. Bring in your vocabulary to supplement what's going on in the class. No, so for a teacher, how do we become or metamorphose into a facilitator? Are there steps that we can follow, or keywords or milestones?
Yeah. If you ask me, wait, I'll come to your thought.
Sure.
Yeah, so what Roshni is saying, I'm there only because there are means if you ask me, um, it's like, we are getting introduced to the alphabets of facilitation.
Right.
And now we create our own. So through maybe after say some sessions, we can only make our own framework if that helps. So when Ranjani was talking about what she did in the session, what came in my mind is the visual intelligence. Yeah. If Ambika is talking about the science, what will come in my mind is the nature intelligence. And there are elements of nature intelligence, say observation, scientific observation, scientific questioning, scientific thinking, elements of different nature. So then we can talk in those terms. Right now, what Najni is talking about, then we can talk in terms of, say, collection, observation, play, imagination, creation, composition, and constraint. Uh, if say Anjali is talking about the reading club, then we can talk in terms of language or whatever we call it, the word intelligence language. We can talk about that, hearing, listening, talking, writing. These are the different elements, if that helps. So there are 35 elements which we have based on various intelligences, and then 8 intelligence and some thinking skills. And so Nitya, if that gives the answer to you. So there are 35 elements in which we can deal with. And so today what we are talking about is the visual intelligence
Yeah, very much. Where can I find it? But you're rattling them off like an expert. Where can I
I'm
find
showing
all
off.
the elements?
Only
I'm
Aditi
showing
and
off.
Rakesh.
No, many of you know I keep sharing. I'll share
What,
this.
Aditi?
No,
You
no,
make it
Aditi, you're
sound and look
bringing
so
your
simple.
vocabulary.
Believe me, it's not that in our head.
Yeah, I know it's not in your head, but it will come in your head. As you are doing all these things, it will come in your head.
But is there
Yes, there is a
one
document,
point?
full
Yeah.
document, full document.
Actually, I also realize you are adding your vocabulary and facilitating this session itself as we process it. Isn't that
Yeah,
what is happening as well?
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
wheel in a wheel. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so I'll share. See, now you guys are hungry, though I can share the thing, and then you would like to do it. If I just share you as my knowledge that, okay, you know, there are 35 elements of facilitation, each parent go through it and read it, and you will sign out of the Slack. They said, "Ki nahi, I don't want this, all this." Okay. Yeah, Rashni, yeah, so what you're saying, fuse all intelligence in each kind of session, yeah, it will not be possible. So say this time what Ranjani, and then we can talk about the integration. So right now we are talking about Ranjani's visual intelligence in isolation. Yeah, it's like we are only talking about the potato. And then sometime we can talk about, say, Shimla mirch or whatever. And then we'll say, how do we cook together? How do we make different recipes out of that? Uh, so,
You know, you should also give little pills where, you know, you get to take them when you're literally frozen.
Yeah, so Ranjani, it was, see, what has helped me to share further with all of you is that some of those session descriptions which you share in the Slack, because physically it's not possible for me to be there in each session, and also it becomes little stressful for me when I see things not happening, then I move out from there. So so these inputs, your discussions helps me to bring that, where can I now bring the next whatever things for you guys. Yeah, Nitya, I'll share the document. It's called 35 Objectives. We work, that's the next month now with children also, that we have worked on planning, that we have worked on different challenges and all. Now we'll be bringing the different elements for them, and then we as parents also get introduced to those elements as we move ahead. Yeah. So yeah, so Ranjani, does that help anything?
Okay, that was a lot of stimulation, and it kind of eased me a little bit. Probably after I start implementing, then maybe I'll be disturbing all of you.
You're not disturbing, you're bringing a lot of value for us by first self-reflection that, okay, this is what happened, and this is with something is missing. And I think I love that missing feeling. I love that agitation that, okay, kuch aur karna hai. This not, I'm not satisfied with what I did. So I think that's where we all grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nandini is saying it's churning, it's not disturbing. So I was just thinking for next session, if anybody else would like to bring. So I was quite delighted actually when Ranjani called up with, I want to talk to you. I said, okay, so this is the space now we can talk about visual intelligence. So different people from different clubs, if we can take it up in each facilitation, this work club, then I think then we all grow in different, and then we'll become multiple intelligent. Yep.
Yeah, Aditi, next time if we can, bring in language, like,
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
we can bring language. That would be wonderful.
Hmm.
And what is exciting for me, Hey, who is this? Next
Vimal.
class started coming. Vimal, yay! And I keep telling Ratnesh, what's so exciting for me is that so many parents and people are looking forward to it. Because more and more, if you are getting engaged in these skills of facilitation, more and more children are reaching out to you, and you are able to reach out. So that's where I get my excitement from. To bring it.
Aditi, for language, I've only run stalls for extempo speeches. Will that count for heart surgery for next week?
Yeah, I think we can bring both together, language and heart surgery, both. So we can deal with the different elements of language and then see where we want to bring in different things. Does that's fine? So we can take up language next time.